Fahrenheit 451, written by Ray Bradbury, is a dystopian novel published in 1953. Set in a future society where books are banned and knowledge is suppressed, the story follows the life of Guy Montag, a fireman whose job is to burn books and the houses that hide them. The novel is set in an unspecified city in the United States, where the government controls the population by promoting mindless entertainment and suppressing intellectual pursuits. The citizens are constantly bombarded with shallow media, seashell radios in their ears, and large interactive television screens called parlor walls in their homes. People are discouraged from thinking deeply or questioning the world around them. Montag, a loyal and obedient fireman, begins to question his life and the purpose of his job after a chance encounter with his new neighbor, a young girl named Clarice McClellan. Clarice is curious, observant, and unlike most people Montag knows, she enjoys nature and engages in meaningful conversations. Her unique perspective on life awakens Montag's dormant desire for knowledge and self-awareness. As Montag continues to interact with Clarice, he becomes increasingly disillusioned with his wife, Mildred, and her addiction to the mind-numbing technology that surrounds them. Mildred is absorbed in her parlor walls and takes an excessive amount of sleeping pills to escape from reality. Montag's dissatisfaction with his marriage further fuels his curiosity about books and the knowledge they hold. Montag's doubts are solidified when he and his fellow firemen are called to burn the home of an elderly woman who refuses to abandon her books. As the flames consume her and her cherished library, Montag secretly takes one of the books, driven by a compulsion he doesn't fully understand. This act of defiance marks a turning point in his life, and he embarks on a dangerous path of rebellion against the oppressive society. Montag seeks guidance from an English professor named Faber, who had been living in hiding. Faber reveals that he has been preserving books in order to keep the knowledge alive. Together, they form a plan to challenge the government's control over the population and ignite a desire for books and critical thinking once again. Meanwhile, the government becomes increasingly aware of Montag's rebellion and launches a massive manhunt to capture him. The Mechanical Hound, a robotic creature designed to track and eliminate dissenters, is unleashed to find Montag. As the pressure mounts, Montag's resolve strengthens, and he becomes more determined to fight for freedom of thought and expression. Montag's pursuit of knowledge and the truth leads him to a group of rebels living on the outskirts of society. They are former intellectuals who have dedicated themselves to memorizing the contents of books in order to preserve knowledge. Montag joins their cause and participates in a daring plan to distribute books throughout the city secretly. In the climactic final act, the rebels launch a coordinated attack on the city, setting fire to the buildings and allowing chaos to ensue. Montag narrowly escapes capture by the government's authorities and witnesses the destruction of his own home. As the city crumbles, Montag finds himself alone and contemplative. He comes across a group of intellectuals who have survived the chaos, and together they vow to rebuild society based on the values of knowledge, critical thinking, and the power of literature. Fahrenheit 451 serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of censorship, the suppression of intellectual freedom, and the consequences of a society consumed by mindless entertainment. Through Montag's journey from conformity to rebellion, the novel explores themes of the importance of individuality, the power of books, and the necessity of critical thinking for a thriving society.